Recovery is a process of decisions podcast. This podcast is a weekly revealing of the recovery journey of peer support specialist Trent Thomas. Join him on his internal research-driven dive into what to and what not to do in sustaining recovery. His weekly episodes demonstrate that you are not alone, and what we can't do alone, we can do together. This life is hills and valleys, but we were built for struggle. These weekly episodes are a journey into his life lessons as he fulfills his daily mandate to help someone other than himself. Welcome. The Recovery is a Process of Decisions podcast. Welcome to the Recovery is a Process of Decisions podcast. This is Trent Thomas, your peer support recovery specialist. This week's episode is entitled Recovery is Peace After Calamity. In active addiction, I suffered one bad decision after another, imposing self-inflicted calamity on myself. Calamity that nearly ended my life. Calamity can be defined as hell on earth. Hell is a place or space we can find ourselves in the here and now. It is by our bad decisions that we can put ourselves in a self-imposed state of hell. Recovery is the peaceful transition from hell to serenity. Recovery is peace after calamity. This life is hills and valleys, an existence that lays one struggle after another struggle in successive order. This struggle is absolutely necessary for life to remain purposeful and complete. With struggle, we get treasures of faith, perseverance, character, as well as the belief in a power greater than ourselves. Within struggle, there is a decision-making process. Struggle and life coexist. However, with struggle, we bear the power to make decisions. Bad decisions bring calamity, just as correct decisions yield rewards. With struggle and bad decisions, we can easily migrate into calamity. The calamity of addiction can easily destroy life's framework. Calamity in the form of homelessness, joblessness, becoming faithless, familyless, futureless. The calamity of addiction can very easily place one in a position where the only decision one will make is the ending of one's own life. This is the self-imposed hell the disease of addiction can lay at one's feet. Hell delivered by making one bad decision after another. Recovery is the imposition of change, of improving, of doing better. Recovery necessitates making better decisions that produce more rewards and less devastating consequences. Recovery is a decision to live and not die. This conscious decision to live is fundamental for recovery to initiate and then be sustained. Recovery requires an everyday decision to live, to get up and walk again. Recovery mandates relying on God's strength, on God's will, on God's plan. There is no recovery without God. Truth is the treatment for the disease of self-deception. Addiction is a disease that depends on the lie, on being untruthful, a deceiver. Addiction dictates the lie we begin by telling ourselves that we need a drink or a drug to live, to think, to not feel anything. These lies, once told to ourselves, are then presented to everyone we come in contact with. Addictive behavior places the lie in front of everything we do. We lie to live and live to lie. Truth is the remedy for the lie. Truth is the light that vanquishes the darkness of the lie. Truth and the lie cannot exist in the same plane. Since God is truth, then more God in your life vanquishes the addictive nature of the lie. God is truth. Everything God does is truthful. God cannot lie. God operates in the supernatural. He does not need anything from the natural world to make his will come true. God knows what we know not. God can fashion something from nothing. Truth of this is in the existence of the entire universe, which began as an empty black void and now is equipped with the progression of sun, moon, stars, and galaxies. The entire universe, earth, man, and woman, all these entities exist by the power, truth, and imagination of God. God brings peace and serenity where only lies and confusion once existed. Recovery is the entering of God's truth into one's life. With God, recovery becomes initiated, and by believing in and maintaining God's will, recovery is sustained one day at a time. With recovery comes peace where calamity once existed. The truth that comes from God banks in the account of a new you, a changed you, a reimagined you, a better you, a peace filled serenity enriched you, far removed from the calamity of your former life. Yes, recovery is peace after calamity. This is Trent Thomas, and I would like to thank you for listening to another episode of Recovery is a Process of Decisions podcast. You can now subscribe to this podcast and receive rich, deep episodes for subscribers only, as well as a private personal email account to communicate directly with me for comments and show suggestions. I also would like to invite everyone to check out my new ebook publication entitled Recovery, The 7 Steps to Sustain Recovery, available at Amazon.com. Written for those in recovery seeking a formula to sustain recovery. As always, your inspiring comments can be left at transnetrecover.com/podcast. Please feel free to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, #TransNetRecover. Thank you and have a blessed day.